Good evening, you beautiful people. Welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for joining me on this fine Monday evening. How are you fine folk all doing? I know last Monday we didn't do a Great Hall Hobby Night, but tonight we do have a Great Hall Hobby Night. That's because last week we had Mr. the Hipster here with us. Tonight we don't. However, the painting is slightly hipster inspired, I guess. But I thought I'd say hello, welcome, evening, you beautiful humans before we get going. I've actually spent like a day and a half, probably the total of around a day over the last 2 days, painting stuff, which is mad for me, quite frankly. But we've been doing it. We've been painting some Hallowed Nights, and then I saw Mr. Hipster go live, and he's doing Hallowed Nights. I was like, he's fucking copying me, the bastard. Anywho, we are here to do some painting this evening, but I thought I'd say hello to you all first, you beautiful humans. Thank you for joining us. I hope your weekend has been okay, specifically if you've been enjoying a nice bank holiday weekend. I hope you've been enjoying yourself, having fun, chilling out. There was a little bit of sunshine on Saturday, a little bit of sunshine yesterday down here at least, so hopefully you've had some of that as well. Let me know what you've been up to. And I'm going to excitedly announce, which is kind of related a little bit, in fact, to what we're going to be painting. We've been painting the last 2 days. I'm actually going to very slightly excitedly announce that tomorrow we're adding another show to the schedule. Okay. Now, that being said, there is a minor clash the week after. So Joe came to me with an idea. Tomorrow from 13:30, we're going to be launching the Liam and Joe AOS show. So we'll be up to 7 live shows a week. The issue with that is that the week after, we have Mr. the Peachy in the studio to record the podcast, which will be recorded during the daytime, which will replace the Liam and Joe show, because Joe and I only came up with this concept today for the Liam and Joe show. It does mean in the future, when I bring people in to do the podcast, I'll be trying to bring them down on a Monday to film the podcast rather than on a Tuesday. So we have to move it around a little bit, to move it around a touch, or maybe every now and again we'll just miss a Liam and Joe AOS show if we've got a guest in. We're not having weekly guests in. But typically we're going to be adding one additional show, the Liam and Joe AOS show, on Tuesdays, to put us on 7 shows a week, making more use of that glorious and beautiful studio that we have. Talking of which, we had our wonderful guest in last week, Mr. the Hipster, who has just raided us all of his audience. Welcome, you beautiful human beings. Thank you so much for coming across from Mr. the Hipster, he's just stole my stream idea, quite frankly, right? And he's just taken what I was about to show you, and I've got some proof, right, chat? So just to prove that this isn't here's a Hallowed Night, and here's another Hallowed Night, right? And here's a third Hallowed Night, okay? And here's a fourth Hallowed Night, right? I was doing it first. Anyway, thank you, Mr. Josh, for the incredible raid. Welcome to your audience. If you're new here, if you've not checked out the channel before, even though he was down here last week, we have predominantly been a 40k focused channel over the course of the last, I don't know how many years now, a number of years. We stream every single weekday in the evenings. Currently, we also stream Thursdays at lunchtime, and now we're adding a Tuesday show at lunchtime. Now, in the past, we have been mostly 40k focused. Now, going forward, we're starting to add a little bit of additional AOS focus. So Tuesday, we're going to be adding the Liam and Joe AOS show tomorrow, which is what I was talking about when you all turned up. And then when AOS 4 launches, we're going to be adding a little bit more AOS content. Not entirely sure exactly how that's going to look right now, but we will be adding some more AOS content because I'm incredibly excited for AOS version 4. Monday nights, we do Great Hall Hobby Hangout, which is what we're going to do tonight, where I will be live for about an hour and a half, and I will do significantly less painting than Josh does because I typically get too distracted by you lot as an audience and too busy talking to you wonderful people. Tuesdays, we'll have the Liam and Joe AOS show. Tuesday nights, we have a live game of 40k, which is members-only chat, but everybody can watch it. Wednesday, we have the 40k show at 7:30. All evening shows are 7:30, but Friday. Thursday, we have the standard Liam and Joe show, where we will talk about literally anything at 13:30. Thursday nights is another live game of Warhammer 40k, and Fridays at 8:30, we have 40k After Dark, where we all chill out, drink mead, chat bollocks, and typically don't really talk about most things hobby related, but people seem to think it's a fun show. So there you go. That's what we offer here on the channel. Oh, we're also doing like podcasts and stuff. It's a new thing we've started recently. There's already one on the channel with Mr. the James from Siege, and I need to edit the second one, which I recorded last week with Mr. the Josh. It's amazing, right? There's so much stuff going on here. 7 live shows a week from tomorrow, and adding pre-recorded podcasts, etc, etc, etc. Big shout out to Travis for becoming a Hasir tier member all by himself right at the start. Thank you so much, Travis, you legend. We do have our Monday Maniacs goal up on the screen. You're right? No. Okay. Lucy's just turned up from doing the big shop. Got to do your weekly big shop chat. How you all doing anyway? How are you all doing? He keeps them blurring on purpose. That's because in a minute we'll go down to my magical top-down camera, Mr. the Carl, and we'll start looking at what I've been doing. But yes, I do typically keep them blurry on purpose because they're not normally as nice, you see. I can only pay attention to painting with the stream going. I'm too distracted by chat. Zero Fact, thank you for the gifted. What a legend. There are grey names in here. If you want to get your snipers out, chat, you can get hold of some of these men. Blow a hole in the head. I'm super busy, so I've missed a few streams. How dare you, Scrounger King? How very dare you miss streams? Honestly. Anyway, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna jump into the painting because I've been enjoying it, and I've held off on doing one of the 5 for tonight. I'm gonna start doing one of the 5 tonight. But like I said, always, you chat away. I will get distracted by you people. And I will talk to you and do less painting, so be warned if you're used to Josh's streams. If you've come across and you're used to his streams where he just paints, I'm not that productive. Obviously, we've got our members goal. If you do decide to super chat, I'll be like going on. Whoop. If you do decide to super chat, she will interrupt me. Amy, the magical bot, will interrupt me and tell me that you've tried to say something important. Right? I gifted one, but didn't show up in chat. Says Morty Hammer. Oh, I don't have that one showing. Mr. Travis has gifted 5 though. That's shown up. Where's it going to settle on? Morty Hammer, if you did gift one, thank you, you legend. If it doesn't come up in my total, which is not showing in my total, just make sure if Google have charged you, there's a way you can get hold of them and be like, you charged me and nothing happened, you fuckers. Give it back. All right? You can do that. Jill, thank you so much for 5 gifted as well. Heroes. One and all, heroes. Right, okay, I'll put the hobby lamp on because we're going to move in to magical top down, right? So I can show you what I've been working on so far the last few days, okay? We started off with, look at this. We started off with a single Stormcast. And I quite enjoyed the process. So I added another Stormcast. It's the exact same pose because it's easy to do. Right, these are base layers and shades so far, only no highlighting, right? We then added her, the Prime, right? What I've noticed as well, which I didn't know, is that, because I just wasn't paying attention, I was just excited about getting paint on models, right? Is that, let me get this tissue out of the way, is that in these little gaps in here, there's like soft armor stuff. And I haven't painted any of these soft armor things because I don't know if I want to. I don't know if I can be bothered. Just left them all silver. But hey, you know, she's pretty. And then, how shocked, by the way, are people that I can actually paint that? And then we've started on this guy today as well. Got the first layer of washes down on Mr. the Bannerman, which will make Joe happy for this one. And so, to make a single squad of 5, we need to add another one. No, we have another one here, which we're going to start today. Now, what I'm doing with these ones, I'm kind of challenging myself for this Stormcast army right now. For a couple of reasons. One, I'm painting an army, right? If you know me, you already know that's a challenge straight away. But secondly, it was cancelled. Okay, good. I'm glad. I don't want you to be in charge if it didn't actually come through. But secondly, the reason why I'm challenging myself, I'll show you, okay? I went to GW on Friday, and I bought a bunch of paints. And what I did is I came into this glorious thing right here, the Stormcast Tunnel Battle Tome, and I switched to these pages right here, right? And so I looked through these pages and I thought, what do I want to do? How do I want it to look? So I had a look through. Hallowed Knights are the new poster boys for AOS 4. So this is the one that I selected, right? Hallowed Knights. And I went through all of these little different stages here and I wrote down all the paints that I needed to get to the Hallowed Knights. Now this gives me the silver, the gold, the blue, the icon. I've done my icon slightly differently. And the tassets, so all of the like leathery bits, okay? Give me the scheme for this. What I didn't do is give me the colour for the haft or some other bits and bobs. So I took the haft down the bottom here from the Knights Excelsior, and I wrote down all the colours for that. I took down the colours for this cloak here, wrote down the colours for that. And I took down the colours for face here and wrote down the colours for that. And I think that might be everything. So I've got other things I need to do in the future. For example, this sword is something that I want to do and add some more colours, but I was already at like 60 quid for paints. Paints aren't cheap. Went to GW, to my local GW, bought them all. I think that's everything. So I bought all the paints. What I'm trying to do, chat, if I'm honest, is I'm trying to paint my Stormcaster tunnels using just colour schemes out of the battle tome to see if you can do it, see if it's possible. That's my challenge, right? Why not just follow Mr. Warhipster tutorial? Because I've followed Warhipster tutorials before. They're really easy to follow. I wanted to challenge myself. I wanted to see. I've said that the 40k codexes that now have colour schemes and paint schemes in them could do with being better. They could do with having more in them. And this is my evidence piece, right? My evidence piece is I take the one that currently exists in Age of Sigmar and I use just that to paint the whole model because it's got enough in it, right? There we go. So I am just using the ones that's in the battle tome to be like, this is how good the paint guides are. You can literally paint an army just using the battle tome tutorial. So it's kind of content at the same time as painting them. It goes back to not using contrast and just using typical paints. I've used Warhipster tutorials. I've told you all this before. It's amazing. So, you know, and like I say, right, these guys here, right, these are all painted just using what I've just shown you so far. I've just been following the step-by-steps for the battle tome so far, the exception being the base, which I've just made up as I go along, right? But just using the step-by-steps in the battle tome, I've got this far. Means battle tome schemes are good, right? Possibly. Anyway, we're going to get started. We have a blank one here to start painting on my butt plug, right? We're going to give it a go. Angron, thank you so much for 10 of the fine gifted memberships, you absolute hero. Mordy Hammer, thank you for one more, putting us on 23 new members already, chat. Not even got a brush out yet, right? How big is the army you need to do for your 200 points? What 200 points? What do you mean for 200 points? 2,000 points? I don't know. I haven't worked it out yet. I did write an army list, which was just basically 5 dragons. No. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 dragons. That was my original intent. You're going to watch me do things like use a wet palette badly, right? If you are following this for ways to paint well, don't. Because I don't. I just make up my own thing, right? How's it going, Kyle? Mr. the Chuflaka is Mr. the Kyle, if you wondered. How's it going, dude? Still painting your Seraphon. Even though I've been watching for a while, subscribed at the start of the year, and only now feel brave enough to post into chat, into the great hall. Love the community feel. How's it going, Hubris? How are you? How's it going, dude? So step 1 for these cheeky chaps is just to start slathering silver on all of the armor legs. I always start down on the right foot. I don't know why, I just do. So I'm going to start slathering some silver on this stuff. Is a classic lead belcher, which I actually love. Haven't used it for ages. I started using a lot of Vallejo metallics on some of the previous projects, which are decent. I like them. Haven't used lead belcher for ages, but I started putting it on yesterday. Really enjoyed it. Really like it. The first layer I'm going to slather on. I've watered it down slightly. Some of the black's going to show through, so you'll get some weird like it just doesn't look perfect silver there right now. But that's because it's layer 1, and layer 1 never looks perfect. Now I'm going for a lot of speed on these as well. It's a little bit different to Josh's scheme. I'm not buggering around with black fabric bits at the back of the legs right now. Like, I could do all that. I should do all that. But I haven't painted a full unit, except for the scorpions, for so long that I'm just not mucking around. I'm just getting paint on. And you know what? I might go in later and add some browns and some blacks to the soft furnishings of his armor, where it's not actually plate, it's more kind of flexible because it's the back of a knee joint or the underboot, for example. But for now, at least, honestly, just get on with it. Let me turn this up. I can't hear my music. There you go. I can hear my music now. So currently the intent is just to get the silver down all over. Like I said, I might add that black or brown to the soft furnishings later, to the Under Armour type stuff. For now, I don't know how much I care. How much do you care about that stuff, chat? We're talking like round here on the boot, round here on the behind the knee, not so much under his arm here, maybe in the neck area. I don't think I care enough. Anyway, if you haven't already, please make sure you smash that incredible like button, you beautiful human beings. Like the stream, like the content. Hit the subscribe if you haven't. We don't have the subscriber goal on this screen. Let's have a look at the subscriber goal, shall we? 31,200. Yes, little man. Can you have Frazzles? ASMR. And that's what you're super chatting for, chat. You're super chatting for little Liam. That's what you're super chatting for, just so you know. Yes, I'm a little bit excited about more iOS-based content on the channel. Like I said, it's an additional stream. We always said we'd do it in addition to rather than instead of. But I want a kind of iOS hype at the moment. I'm kind of excited. I've never really been playing it or interested in it whilst the new editions come out. So I feel like at the moment I have an opportunity to grab it whilst it's kind of fresh and new. And that's quite exciting. In at ground zero, because from what I'm reading is it's taken the previous editions and it's kind of just doing a bit of a hard reset, which I know a lot of people will be a bit wary of because 10th edition, but for a person coming into AOS brand new with new eyes, it kind of excites me a little bit because it's a reset, so logically I'll be where everyone else is, you know. And I guess that's like one of the good things about 10th edition when they do these resets is for people that are coming into the hobby, whether that be 40k, whether that be AOS, that kind of little reset option is quite nice. Carl, she will speak honestly. How old am I? I am 37. I know, Jeffrey, I look like I'm 50. There she is.
Thoughts on this year's Golden Demon Slayer sword winner?
Oh my
Hope Lord
God.
Bastian got to the studio all right.
He did. He is in the studio in resplendent gold right now, Carl. Your Bastian is the reason why I got my one sprayed black ready to go. So, thank you, sir. You're a hero. We want to get into AOS for years, and fourth with the new Spearhead and modular rule system seems perfect place to dive in. 100% exactly. Absolutely. When you've moved your microphone, my darling, let me know. I'm sure chat are itching to speak to you. Boop. Here. There we go. I know where I need to be for focus. How many people have been up to some hobbying this weekend? Any? We've moved it. You didn't tell me you'd moved it.
Sorry, I've moved it.
Okay, thanks. If you don't tell me you moved it, I can't unmute you. Indeed, Carl. Indeed. Like I said, stage one, throw the silver on. Neatish. Not that neat. I'm excited when I get the camera mounted loose.
Yeah.
I need to bring it out a bit further. Because what I really want to do is I want to paint here.
Yeah.
But it's not good for stream. I need to paint here.
I thought you said that position was comfortable.
It is, but for detail, like for normal like random painting, this is fine. But for detail, I really want to bring it into my face. So I can see what on earth I'm painting. You know, because my gammy eye. Thanks for the 500, Carl, you hero. You fucking hero. religion. If you really want to grab my attention, chat, that's the way to do it. Get Amy to shout at me with loud explosions. I've also been on a movie marathon the last 2 days. I'm up to the 5th film. No, I've watched the 5th film in the Harry Potter franchise, which is a franchise I've never watched before.
What do you think of it so far?
First 2 films, fucking awful.
Yeah, but they are kids. So,
Right.
you know, there are some child actors who are amazing and some who need to get comfortable with it.
There were some child actors who are amazing and some who probably didn't deserve a second film.
That's so mean.
That blonde twat.
You can tell they got properly funded on film 3, though.
Film 3's better, but I didn't love it. Film 4 this morning was the first one I think I actually kind of enjoyed and stopped sometimes painting just to watch it.
Which one was film 4?
Goblet.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that one's pretty dark.
And I much prefer my fantasy dark and evil. And then I watched Phoenix this afternoon before Brom came around for a cup of tea.
So you've got... No, Prisoner of Azkaban's 3, isn't it?
Yep. Didn't love that one.
Really?
Yeah, it was alright. The time loop was a bit shit.
I think it's great for kids because it's like a kid's thriller-ish.
I mean, like I said, it was okay. Joe's excited. He fucking loves Harry Potter.
Yeah, he does.
But yeah, the acting in the first 2, absolutely fucking dreadful.
Yeah, but they are kids. They're kids. Gotta give them a break. If I was put in front of a camera that young, I'd have been horrendous.
I have found with this paint, you have to be careful. Make sure the coats are nice and smooth, and there's no splodges.
I don't think I need to hobby tonight. My cup feels pretty empty. So I feel like...
You sit here and just talk to chat instead.
Just chat, yeah. I might have a bit of cheesecake.
But if they don't have a...
Cake of cheese?
If they don't have a crochet update, is it even a Monday night stream?
Well, the crochet update is the irony of it. I've Googled crochet patterns that are really easy, and then the internet keeps throwing up quite complicated knitting patterns that are tempting me back over to the knitting. So I'm constantly saying, no!
Oh, such a rock and roll life you live, isn't it?
I'm here to learn a new skill, not to go on the old one.
Such a rock and roll life, babe.
No.
Right, first layer of silver is on. We shall clean off the brush. For reference, chat, we have 2 cups for paint water. All right, always have 2 cups if you're doing metallics. 1 cup for metallic washing, 1 cup for non-metallic washing. And you don't get metallic bits in your non-metallic paints. It's important. It's important. Banana craziness updates. Don't, Bull. Don't.
No.
We have a curry paste now. There's a fucking curry paste
There's
now.
no banana updates, but I did get rid of a bunch of blood oranges and normal oranges. I think a grapefruit almost snuck in there. So I made some fresh juice for everyone. And then I put the pulp in some yogurt. And then I made candied peel with the orange peels. And from that, the byproduct was orange syrup, which is now in the cupboard. Boom!
Mm-hmm.
It gives
Pray
me
for me.
such warm fuzzies, babe.
Pray for me, chat. Pray for me.
What's the difference between knitting and crochet? Knitting is with 2 or 3 needles and crochet is with
A
1.
potato.
Typically.
Crochet potatoes. I've had them before.
Croquets.
Crochet potatoes. Yeah, that's right.
I made them the other week, didn't I?
Crochet potatoes.
Yeah.
Did You just
croquette.
use one needle?
Just the one, actually.
Then it was a crocheted potato, yeah, that's right. Cantor blue for all of the blue areas. Follow along at home, kids. Follow along at home. I am green. Become a member. Correct, fish place. You're right. Everyone should become a member. Everyone. All the time. 100 Monday Maniacs.
Dandy, I haven't given up on banana. I just haven't had a piece of meat to do a curry with. Oh my, it's not that kind of stream.
We're not on Twitch, babe.
No.
It is, however, chat, a fresh month. So our monthly members is back to 0. Do your thing. That means we're no longer in record month. So at these stages, we can be quite rough. Because we're going into recessed areas, right? So if we paint all the blue in, get in the nooks and crannies here, when it comes to doing the shield pattern or around the outside and the trim, because it's raised, it's easy to hit the raised areas. So if we hit the raised areas now, we don't care, because we'll just use the raised areas later with like the side of our brush, basically. That old method, that old chestnut. So maybe I'm just in for getting a solid blue base coat. Use a relatively watered down mix so I can get really in the nooks and crannies. Because, you know, who doesn't like nooks and crannies? Stu says, J.K. Rowling is good, but I heard about this great series of werewolf books set in Northern Ireland.
Mm-hmm.
Luce has promised to read those.
Yep. I just need to find...
Back up the courage?
No, I've figured out my little recipe for success when it comes to hobbying or learning a new skill is I need to do nothing with the thing I want to do and wait to find a consistent pocket of time that keeps cropping up in the week. So then I can dedicate that to the new hobby instead of going, well, today, a Tuesday is free, but then there's nothing free for the next 3 weeks because then I won't have the appetite for it.
Okay.
So that's my little recipe for success.
That's reasonable.
Although I did burn my arm on the oven yesterday and it's a little bit cheeky today.
It looked pretty bad yesterday, I'm not going to lie to you.
Yeah.
But you're not supposed to cook your arm.
No, you're not.
No, you're supposed to cook the thing in the oven. Why did you cook your arm?
Well, I opened the oven door, which is a pull down one, and I was checking on the Yorkshire puddings. And then when I was grabbing the rack, my arm touched the oven door, and instead of, you know when you touch something and you pull away,
Yeah.
instead of pulling away, for some reason I leant further down on the door.
Oh, she likes the pain, chat.
So that really hurt. And because the Yorkshire puddings are far bigger a priority than my own health, I didn't get the cold water on it in time. So it's a wee bit cheeky now.
No, it's the right life choice. Yorkshire puddings are pretty important.
Yeah.
But I also like the fact there'll be a bunch of people in chat who don't know what Yorkshire puddings are.
Yeah. Mine are massive.
Foreign national. Stu Will, thank you for 5 gifted. You a hero.
They were so big yesterday that Ben had to hold them with both hands. Worth it. The burn is worth it.
Gaz says, looks like Liam is using Art Sopa's brush. Are there still discussion about getting a Liam Dempsey set? No, basically I've not got boobs, so Art Sopa don't send me anything.
Do you want me to ask? I have a pair of boobs.
If I had boobs and it was on Instagram, I might get a full set.
Do you want me to just set up a one-day only Instagram and then I can just confirm I have boobs? Nobody needs to see them. And then maybe I will get some free brushes for you.
Yeah. That works. I'll
send my birth certificate so that they know I am female, therefore I have boobs. And then
it's true though.
I will get the free brushes.
If you do that, we get free brushes.
Yeah, and then I'll just shut down the page because
everyone get the missus to set up an Instagram page, right? And you'll probably get some AA brushes if you just post one picture of the hobby. Schooner! Thank you for the 5 gifted. You're a hero.
What about the dog's boobs? She's got 8 of them. Will we get more brushes?
No.
If I send a picture of the dog's boobs.
Like a Slanesh demon.
Yes, but a really cute, fluffy, energetic one. Is it per boob that the brush sets are for? Because surely with Emmy, picture of Emmy's boobs, that's 8 sets.
Don't even paint with them. You don't need to paint with them, Carl. Oh no. It's like what the GW preview is on Instagram, isn't it? You just got to show you've got the model in one post one time, and then you'll still get loads of stuff for like the next fucking year. Hey, look, GW sent me this thing. I've not built it or painted it or done anything with it, but they sent it to me. Look, I'm better than you. Job done. Next. Not better. Hashtag not better.
Ooh, the sponge. I once grabbed glassware out of a drying oven at work barehanded. Didn't realise oven had been set to 200 Celsius. Much cursing and some broken glassware.
Much cursing. Travis says, dog's boobs was not on my bingo card for today. Are you new here, Travis? Nothing's not on the bingo card on this channel.
Gaz, don't do that, Luce. You'll have more subs than Liam in a single day and it might break him. It's all for the brushes, Gaz.
It won't break me, Gaz. It's straight facts. Welcome to the world in 2024.
Schooner says, only cooking or only ovens. It's still going to be only fans because it's a fan-assisted oven. So we can do that. I would absolutely, absolutely love an Arga. I would so love an Arga.
Who the fuck's an Arga?
It's an oven, but it's like a magical oven.
A magical oven?
Yeah, and I would just be only Argas. That would be my page. Only Argas.
Why is that a magical oven? What's the difference between an Arga and an oven?
I'm not very good. Let me Google it, because whenever I try and describe it, people have no idea what I'm talking about until I show them a picture and they go, oh, one of those.
I am, and I'm currently questioning my decisions. Oh dear. If that made you question it, then you probably, take it back. Take it back! Let me do the inside of the shield stuff. I don't know.
Arga cooked food tastes better simply because an Arga cooks better. Using gentle radiant heat, the Arga cooker creates dedicated cooking zones at preset temperatures for better tasting dishes. And there's 4 compartments. And then there's...
Is this a slightly bigger oven?
No, it's a magical oven! I can't explain it. Those who have ever cooked on an Arga, they'll probably think it's a pain in the ass, but... Those who have never had an Arga want the Arga. And those who have had the Arga don't want the Arga. I was going to Google my old fireplace for you yesterday, wasn't I?
I don't know, were you?
Yeah, we were chatting about when we were growing up what our fireplaces looked like. And again, I tried to describe it. And it made
Dino
no
says
sense.
one's posh, the other isn't. There we go. Nailed it.
Old fireplaces? Maybe? No, that's not it.
That sounds like a whole lot of horse shit just at a product. 100% it does, yeah. Far too much paint on that brush there. It's okay. We'll make it work.
I know. I will type in 1980s fireplaces because I think. Ooh, getting there. No, maybe it's 70s? In the 70s. Tell you what, let's round it down. We'll go for 60s.
I think, I don't sure chat even care anymore. To be honest with you, Lise.
I We'll find my... No, it's for you. Because we were talking about fireplaces yesterday, and you said you had an open fireplace and you had to have a fire guard because the fire would spit. And then I said, oh, we didn't have one that was open like that. We had to empty the ashtray from underneath it.
Brandon, thank you so much for 5 gifted, man. You're a hero.
And it was connected to the back boiler. I don't know if that means anything.
What a legend.
Anyone.
The back boiler.
1950s? Is it that old? God.
What inspired me to do Hallowed Nights as your storm host? For me, it was the lore, but I'm interested in what inspired you. 2 things. To be flat, completely 100% honest, Elect Man, there's 2 things. The first one was I opened the battle tome, and I'd already decided I didn't want to do gold. I'm very bad for being a person who doesn't want to just do what everyone does, right? I didn't want to do gold. So I was looking at all the other schemes that were gold, and I didn't like any of them really that were in the codex apart from Hallowed Nights, and I can't remember the one that's black. I like the black one, but I also take the piss out of Joe for doing black, so I didn't want to do the black one. There's 3. There was, I can't remember what they're called. There's the black host, the white host, and then the Hallowed Knights. Those 3 were quite interesting to me in terms of colour schemes. I don't know the lore well enough to claim that it's got anything to do with lore at all. So the black ones that take the piss out of Joe too much for doing too much black, so I couldn't do black. The white ones, I wanted to actually get the army painted. If I'd have started doing white, I would never have finished the army, that's guaranteed. So Hallowed Knights were the logical choice out of the 3. And I think, to me personally, I think about what makes a fantasy knight, and it's a silver suit of armor, and it kind of fit there as well, right? And then the other part of it was they were in the launch trailer for AOS 4. That was the nail in the coffin. Like, yeah, I'm doing that one. That's 100% the one I'm doing now. They're the poster boys for Series 4. It looks like it's going to be the one I'm choosing. Now, I've heard that like the lore's good, so I need to find some lore about Hallowed Knights and read up, listen up, whichever it might be. But I can't tell you it was a lore-based decision because it really wasn't. This is what I was talking about earlier, by the way, chat, about how now I'm using the raised areas after I put the blue on to get the gold on and do the nice trim around the edge of the shield lip. Beautiful. Beautiful. Oh, Shane's here. How's Shane? How much for you to eat a model on stream? You can't afford it, Shane. Because I know Katie won't let you spend it. And you signed away all your rights to your own money the other weekend and you didn't invite me. And I thought we were friends. Never get over that, Shane. Never get over it. iOS games more narrative style. I don't know. I can't answer that. I think from my experience so far, the rules make more narrative sense, but that experience is very, very limited. So you really can't take what I've got to say as gospel there. Using that brush edge. A bit thick in there, I need to take some of it away. I'm okay that the black shows through because when I put the second layer on it, it'll solve that problem. Boo. Read Plague Garden, trust me. Is it good, is it? Are you still Googling fireplaces, please?
It keeps coming up with log burner. That's not what it was.
I like a good log burner. Oh, I finally stopped being copyright struck for this music, by the way.
Oh yeah, you said.
Exciting. It's always irritating when the person who literally wrote the music says, yeah, you can use it, and then his company keeps copyright striking you. Despite the fact that he's told them not to. Not been his fault, for clarity. That work, Steve. That work.
This is so strange. I found the house I grew up in on Rightmove.
On Rightmove?
And they've completely changed it. It's so weird.
The one in Coventry?
Yeah.
Was it worth now? 20 quid?
Shut up.
Lol.
Oh man, that's my room.
Not anymore. Not for a while.
They've ruined the fireplace. Ruined it.
It ruined it.
Ruined it.
He looks like he has very soft hands for an engineer. I haven't had hands-on tools for shit the bed. When did I join Siemens? The year Ben was born?
Yeah, because I was made redundant while I was pregnant. And I said, you know that interview you've got
So
today?
2017 I joined Siemens as a manager. So 2017 was when I came off the tools. So I haven't had hands-on tools for a long, long time. Much to my dismay. I've started a custom bike project in my garage on my motorbike simply because I miss using tools. It's been so fucking long. I really miss the hands-on tools thing. I like working in engineering quite a lot.
This is the most bizarre thing, seeing your childhood home.
As
But
a Crackton.
it's not at all how you remember it. Like laminate flooring.
See, my childhood home, my parents still live in it, so...
You know, you're so lucky. You're so lucky that your childhood home is now where the grandchildren get to go and visit.
Why does that make me lucky?
Because it's just, we're not in the economic climate that happens very much anymore. People's situation change quicker than we can adapt to, so we have to move.
Have fun at work, Star. You legends.
I used to hide in that airing cupboard all the time when I played hide and seek. And Dad once panicked because I pushed all the towels to the front so I could hide behind them and then fell asleep.
I reckon I could fall asleep in an airing cupboard.
So it's so easy. All the fluffy towels and it's nice and warm. So he panicked. Oh my God, I've lost her. Where's she gone?
Liam loves handling tools, 100%. Hi guys, how are we? Tattooed Zoologist with good, man. How are you? Nice to see some hipster faces in the chat, you beautiful human beings. I paint like Josh, just a lot shitter. And I don't use contrast, really. I mean, I have. His painting guys are straight up what got me back into painting. So although I'm not using contrast now, the thing that got my mojo back was his painting guides, without doubt.
They got rid of the banister. Why? Oh.
Have a guess what part of her old house she's going to shout about next, chat. Top quality content.
That is so weird.
I'm playing on stream tomorrow night, chat, and I've put myself down to play World Eaters. What do you reckon? I haven't used them for a while. Should we do that? I'm playing Joe, and I don't know what he's playing. I need to speak to him. Liam City's in a Stormcast. Well, currently I'm just focused on Stormcast because I'm enjoying myself. I'm also kind of interested in the newer kind of grimdark narrative of Stormcast. I like the concept that every time they reforge, their soul dies a little bit more. It's kind of cool. I don't know if you've worked this out, Jack, but I like grim, dark, and evil. I think that's why I started to prefer in all seriousness, I think that's why I started to prefer some of the later Harry Potter films.
Oh, really?
They're a lot more dark than the early ones.
Mm-hmm.
I like dark. I like dark lore, evil kind of type stuff. So in the Phoenix is pretty evil. So is actually to some extent so is the Goblet. Compared to the first two, which are just kind of.
I think the first character that dies, I think it is Cedric in Goblet. I think that's the first time we see a character die.
Which you're implying from what you're saying it also isn't the last time.
Well, I mean, he's going up against Voldemort. It's gonna happen. The Dark Lord is rising. But if you did ever want to read the books, the books are a little bit different to the films.
I mean, they kind of have to be, don't they?
But now I've seen all the films, now I can't read the books because I already know what the characters look like. So even though the books will describe the characters, it just won't. I've already seen them now, so I can't really buy into the book.
The books also describe terrible acting.
No. I honestly thought that was why he was going to say that's why I married Luce. Thanks, Gaz.
You know, Captain Fitting.
Expecting anything?
Yes.
Oh.
That'll be our Amazon sofa cover. That'll be our Amazon sofa cover for the outdoor sofa. Right, chat, where are you? 38 members. Look, I'm painting for you fuckers. 213 people watching this, just to see if Liam fucks it up or gives up. There's a few more gifts in there, surely. It's the first of the month. Are you just trying not to peak too soon? What was the thought process doing more of a silver reverse scheme of Stormcast? I'm just going Hallowed Knights, which is a legitimate storm host, and I'm mostly following their scheme. There's a couple of artistic license changes I've made to their scheme. So, for example, on their scheme, these heads in the middle of the shields are silver, and I didn't want them silver because there's already a lot of silver in the model. I wanted them gold, so I changed them to gold. But they are essentially just Hallowed Knights. There's a couple of little poetic changes here and there. Okay, no, that's annoying. I'm gonna be able to get them. What paint ranges have you tried? What are your go-tos? So I use 99% Citadel because I know it. I know how it works and how to use it. It's very, very reliable. That's my go-to, and that's what I use for most of what I'm painting, to be honest with you, mate. That being said, I don't use Citadel paintbrushes because I don't rate them at all. There's a video on the painting phase with a product developer that says they're just Winsor & Newton Series 7s rebranded. They're not. I've had Winsor & Newtons. Winsor & Newtons are very good on the whole. The GW ones just don't stand up. So unless they're the Windsor and Newton ones that they decide don't pass quality control, they're just not very good at all. I've used other paints. So for example, for black, if I want to paint black on something, I don't use GW black. If I want to paint black on something, I use this stuff. I may paint a matte black because it's just better by a lot. Right. Metallics for the longest time. Now, before I did this scheme where I'm trying to do my challenge of use only stuff that's in the battle tome, my metallics were all scale 75 of Vallejo. Because I really like scale 75 of Vallejo metallics. That being said, both the base metals in this, the Retributor armor and the not bolt gun metal, is it? Whatever it's called. The silver. Lead Belcher are solid. I reckon everyone's just in shock that I'm painting these.
Yeah. Shooketh.
Yeah, shooketh. The one thing I've also with paints, I am one of those people though who's like, if I know a product works, if I know a red works or a gold works, I don't have this urge, need or desire to go and find a different one from a different company just to be contrary and be like, I don't like Citadel, I don't like Games Workshop. I'm not like that. I will happily use GW paints because I think they're really good. I think there's too many people, genuinely believe there's too many people that are like, I don't use Games Workshop stuff. I use this one because it's much better, and it's to try and be like trendy. I don't use Games Workshop stuff because it's rubbish. Shut up. It's brilliant. It's mostly all good stuff.
I feel very wiped out today.
Do you? Brom's only here for a minute.
I was doing an Easter D&D type game for the boys that we ended up not playing because they didn't want to / didn't really feel like a good time to pull out the game. But I was going to do an Easter theme one. So I googled images of Easter bunnies, see if I can find some kind of like, not terrifying bunny, but not fairy tale bunny. And all of these really messed up pictures from like the 80s when people used to dress up as the Easter bunny. They are messed up.
I'm sure.
Someone's just put a similar one in Discord. I think it's only when you see old pictures of things like the Easter Bunny costumes when you realise how far we've come in terms of anything creative at all. Costumes, CGI, how people draw stuff. We've come on so far from those types of costumes. The stuff of nightmares, really.
I'm sure they are. People nowadays, though, cut around in costumes that you would see in a movie. Like, it's mad what people can do. You alright? Yawning away over there?
Yawning away, yeah.
Is that because no one's gifting?
No.
You can say, Luce.
No. The hour forward has tripped me up a couple of times today. And it's only an hour, but it's messed me up a couple of times.
Is it? despite the fact that it happened the day before.
Yeah. It'll be all right tomorrow because tomorrow's an alarm clock day, but
Don't remind me of that.
today being a bank holiday, I think because you just get used to what time kind of feels like, so...
Tempted to pick up a Nighthaunt army for Spearhead, so I bought the Underworld's Headsman Curse to try out a grayscale horror paint scheme. Smiley face.
Grayscale horror paint scheme sounds amazing. I like that. That's super cool. Nighthaunt's the one I'm probably going to work on next. So originally I was going to work on Sylvaneth, as I'm sure you guys know, because I was doing some of that on Twitch. But we got gifted by Mr. the Chris Galloway a incredibly painted Sylvaneth army. So I could have just painted more Sylvaneth and add to the Sylvaneth line, but as far as I'm concerned, that means we have Sylvaneth for the 4th edition launch. So I wanted to work on something else. So I went cupboard raiding to find what I had available to us to use, and it was armies I had that I've got that are sort of half built or in different stages were Stormcast, Nighthaunt, Lumineth, Idoneth. Minimal Bone Reapers, that's about it. So of all of those, I thought, which are the easiest ones to paint? Stormcast and Nighthaunt are the easiest ones to paint. Now, Stormcast is the one I had the most of, so I started there. Oh my god, that was going cold. I had to get that down. Forgot I had it. Hubristy, thank you so much for becoming a Haskell tier member. What a legend. And Whitey55 gifting 5 of the finest members. That is just 6 away from Fiddy. Thanks, dude. What a hero. What a legend. What a man. What a guy. What a guy. So we're getting the first layer of all the base coats on. Once I've got the first layer of all the base coats on, I will then go around and on some of it I'll do a second layer of all the base coats to make them stronger, solid colours. You know what he says, 2 thin coats and all that nonsense. Once the 2 thin coats are done, we then start adding some of the washes on.
That's looking really nice.
You should see the ones I've done. Look at these. This is like the
Wow.
like the 30% complete stage. Nice.
I think that looks nice like that.
Yeah, still a 30% complete stage.
What's left to go on?
After that stage, I've got to layer up all the things I'm going to layer up, and then edge highlight all the things I'm going to edge highlight after I've layered up. So I've got to layer up the gold.
Thank you for clarifying that.
Layer up the gold, layer up the blue, layer up the silver, layer up the golds. Probably blend in some extra blue, then edge the silver, edge the gold, edge the blue, and then 2 to 3 dry brushes for the haft of the spear, and then probably at least an edge highlight of one colour on the brown.
I'd just be amazed that I got to this level and I'd stop there. I'm going to stop here on this one model because I can't repeat it and I can't believe I got this far in the first place. I'm going to quit while I'm ahead. This is good.
I think it's alright.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
We have one also. He's got a big flaglet. Big flag.
So is he like the captain then if he's got the flag?
No, he's not a captain. He's a standard bearer. He's Mr. the Flagman. That's his name in the game, Mr. the Flagman.
Is it?
Yeah.
Is it actually?
Mm-hmm. Yep. Straight facts.
I just want to go back to talking about dog boobs.
Travis, you are going to fit in here. You are going to fit in here. Thank you for all the gifted so far, people. If you haven't already and you've been gifted a membership, !Discord. Get yourself in the Great Hall server. Being a member of the Great Hall server in Discord, you can select some reaction roles. Typically, the one you want is 40k squad. It means Discord will notify you every single time we go live or drop a new video. Discord is significantly more effective at doing that than actual YouTube is. If you really want to, you can upgrade for a measly £4. Someone's already gifted you the first £5 part. You can upgrade for a measly £4 to Jarl tier, which gives you access to the council in Discord. If you have access to the council in Discord, you have access to the Jarls and above giveaway. Free to enter. Click the link. Enters once a month. It goes live. It notifies you when it goes live. You enter. It's typically live for about a week when Gaz puts it up. You enter in that part of the Discord, and then it draws someone at random, and you could win Combat Patrol and or Vanguard Stroke Spearhead box of your choice. Entirely your choice. The person who won it this last month has won it twice in 10 months. And they're a lucky duck. And they're a lucky duck.
$40K Magos AJ Riser Forge says, hey, just had a notification to say I've been gifted a membership. Whoever it was, thank you so much. It's really appreciated. Hopefully I can do the same in months to come. Rock on 40K Top Gear vibes.
Oh, what a legend. That's the guy, that's the vibes we're going for.
Luce, I work in a lab testing fuel. The loss of an hour caused me chaos. Had tests that needed running for 16 hours. Working out what time they'll be finished hurt my head at 1 in the morning.
Sounds awful. Who's that?
It's the sponge.
The sponge. It's an outrage. This is that Gal Warback Red that I was telling Mr. Hipster about.
Yeah, ready for this?
Oh, Boo Boo 2960. Thank you for becoming a yard tier
Does
member.
that mean you've had 2,960 boo-boos?
It's a lot of Boo Boos.
That should be a hospital visit, really.
How
If
many
you've
accident
had
books?
that many boo-boos. That's more of an ouchie, really.
It's definitely more of an ouchie. Definitely more of an ouchie. Twisted Not Captain was our favourite one this month. Yeah, it's the second time Gaz being the favoured one.
Or he's so clumsy that Boo Boo has caused 2,960 people to have a Boo Boo
Oh dear.
because he's so clumsy.
Oh, you're not in America, you get sued. Oh, here he is. Here comes the biggest swinging dick of the night. John, can we tempt you with some AOS goodness? Big shout out. The man, the myth, the legend, the hero, the one and only. 40k YouTube's running engine.
Well, it's either some AOS goodness or pictures of the dog's boobs for free brushes.
Mr. the John McCardle, thank you so much for 50 gifted, you absolute fucking champion of the community. This man does more for 40k YouTube than any individual channel. Facts. He doesn't like it when I'm nice about him as well, is the worst part. So because he specifically doesn't like it when I'm nice about him, guess what? I'm more nice about him. Ooh, getting in on the haft is hard work here, chap. Thank you so much, John, you fucking hero. What a legend. New month. Is it stopped? Are we done? 94 members in a new month already. That's incredible. Thank you so much. We have to hit that 100 members a night goal to keep the lights on at the studio.
Don't know if I cause boo-boos as I'm on the force. I hope not. Clumsiest man in 40k is Boo Boo 2,960. Is that how many plasters have come out of the first aid box?
He's on the force, he's in the police force.
Yeah.
I reckon he's got a fair few boo-boos.
Sorry, I will hold my nose while you go through this rebellious chaos phase. I guess everyone has to go through their experimental curious phase. Playful face.
My goal, John, is to get you involved. My goal is to get you involved, John. I'm going to get you AOS curious. I've got the rest of the Thanes AOS curious. You're next, sir. My goal is to turn everyone who plays 40k AOS curious. I have no interest in them not playing 40k anymore. I want people to keep playing 40k. That's my main business. I want to get everyone who plays 40k AOS curious. I reckon Joe and I can turn men.
Is it the beards?
I reckon we can. Oh, what are you on about? To AOS, obviously. I reckon Joe and I can turn men. What are you saying, chat? What are you saying? Oh, 5 more boo-boos! I felt like fucking Yogi Bear. Thank you, boo-boo! Hello, boo-boo! Thanks, boo-boo, for 5 more gifted members. You're a hero.
Clumsiest man in 40k.
Like red balloons, we have 99 right now. I've got to do the browns. And we got to do the brown. Actually, there's no point doing the browns until I've read up. So the browns are for the belt in here, belt buckle here, the straps that hold the scabbard on for the little knife, the ritual knife. And you'll notice I didn't paint the little lightning strike on his belt here. There's no point doing any of that stuff until I've now reapplied the golds and silvers, because the gold is probably going to touch the strap, etc. So if you look at the silver, if you care, certain parts of it now where the paint's dried and retracted slightly, you can see some of the black coming through the silver. I don't know if you guys can actually see that. Maybe. You can see some of the little black in here, right, in places. And on the shin here, look right here. So what we're going to do now is we're going to relayer up all the silver. We're going to relayer up all the gold. And then we'll see where we're at with the gold, the blue, the silver. If the gold, the blue, the silver is strong enough, I'll put the browns on. And some of the extra details like the little silver on the hair and the shoulder pad and stuff like that. Once they're on, I'll let all that dry while slathering a load of shit colour on the base. Once that shit colour's on the base, I'll start applying washes to the whole thing. And then once they're all done, I'll apply all the wash on the base, then we leave it to dry. Jobs are good in. I hope you get into Old World curious in the future. Joe sent me a picture today, Nurek, of Bretonian knights being painted. So we are, well, I mean, we're 100% Old World curious. We're Old World curious. So Joe and I specifically, I can't speak for the rest of the team, but Joe and I specifically are definitely Old World curious, AOS curious, and Heresy curious, right? All three. And then hopefully over the course of the year, we can bring some, if not all of that to the channel. Even if we get to the point where we've got a single Old World army each, a single Heresy army each, and then a number of 40k and Age Sigmar models, armies. The reason why Old World and Heresy will receive a little bit less attention overall is simply because they have smaller followings, smaller communities, smaller games in terms of the potential reach and audience. So from a business perspective, it doesn't make sense for us to focus there. Especially with AOS 4 launch on the horizon, it makes sense for us to because of their. Did you go for the Hallowed Knights because of their colour scheme? So I've said it already. I went looking through the battle tome, and there was the AOS 4 launch. Moreover, like I said, right, for me, knights in old worldy kind of worlds are in silver armor,
Not in white satin.
What?
The way you said it, knights in white satin. I thought he'll tee me up in a minute. I'm very tired.
Knights in fantasy settings in old world are in big silver armor on horseback and stuff like that. So I went to find the silver knight scheme, basically. Are you right over there?
I'm very tired.
You need to speak to someone. Have you been taking your medication?
No, I skipped today.
Did you?
Yeah.
Treat it today like leg day. Skipped it. This part of the music reminds me of Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, I can see that.
I'm getting him to rework the background music so that his new albums are the first 2 albums on the track.
Ooh.
So they'll be the ones that people hear first. And I hope that I might get the chance to encourage more people to go check Vinny out.
That's a good idea. So is this... I thought he would... when he uploads new music, it would come over to you anyway.
No, this is a pre-built track. It just runs in the background of the stream.
Oh.
I can't live stream the music from the website. I mean, I probably could, but... This is just one track where I've taken all 4 of his albums, mashed them into one track, and just put them on the background. So the actual tune that I have is a grand total of 2 hours and 23 minutes long or something like that.
Okay.
No, it's about 2.5 hours long, roughly. All this stuff is a bit thick, actually. Strength for these prominent silver points. Chest plate, thigh plate, really strong silver parts. I want the smooth coats on those because there'll be some of the parts that will draw attention to people. So there's the back of these thighs here. These need to be smooth. These back plates I like these to be smooth. So I like
AOS isn't my cup of tea, but Josh and Joe's on-screen chemistry was gold. Made me finally go to Hipster's channel for painting tutorials and now doing a contrast Dark Angels army. Who's the next guest? I'm all here for this AOS content. Consider me excited for what you have coming in the future. I'm always great to see more content creators spreading the word and giving this the attention it deserves. Old World has a metric fuckton of rules and is harder to get into, but man, it is the best edition of Warhammer Fantasy period. So much fun.
Thank you, the 3 of you, for the super chats. I'll get to you one at a time because she just queued them all up there and didn't give me a chance to. Like a typical fucking woman, I couldn't get a bastard word in there.
Do we read the first one out again?
No, that's right. Hang on, I'm just doing this. I'm just giving this man head. Just making sure the silver in the right areas is nice and smooth. There's enough of it. Right, so, Bubba, your hero. Not my cup of tea, but Josh and Joe's chemistry was gold. This is what we keep talking about, right? I feel like the channel will be in a perfect place when it doesn't matter what game we're playing. It makes no difference. You're watching because you're laughing at the people. I said the amount of times I get comments from people going, I couldn't see what's going on their table. You need close-ups. Yeah, we would like to add more close-ups. It's not the easiest in the world. We would like to add more of those kinds of action shots. But actually, the brief I give my producer. I was going to say producers then, but typically recently it's been Kyle. The brief I give my producer is we're telling the story of the people, their trials and tribulations, their highs and lows, their banter, their laugh, their jokes. So that's the story we're telling. And I feel like I believe we could play AOS or Heresy or Fantasy Battle or Song of Ice and Fire or 40k or Bolt Action or fucking chess. And if we get that chemistry right and we tell that story right, I feel like people could watch us play anything and enjoy the content. That makes the content it gives us the content a bigger potential reach because people that do we've recently had people that have been joining us who have said, I don't play 40k, but I'm watching your channel. That's where I want to be. That's perfect, right? It's the best thing, I think, for the channel to have that kind of feedback from people that don't even play the game that we're playing, but enjoy the content anyway. So 100%, that's exactly what we're going for. I'm glad you found it great. But made me fun to go to Hipster's channel for painting tutorials, now doing a Contrast Dark Angels army. Who's the next guest? So his contrast painting tutorials are phenomenal. I'm not using any contrast in this army whatsoever because I'm trying to use the Codex guides. But I've said categorically, and I mean it, I started getting back into painting by painting a Tyrannid and then some Scorpions using his contrast tutorials. They're brilliant. if you're not sure, if you haven't checked out Mr. the War Hipster, go check his channel out. His contrast. If you don't like if you hate contrast, there is also some videos on there that might help you like it. If you still hate it, his channel's not going to be for you because everything's contrast based. But his contrast based tutorials, if you follow them, are incredible. Right, absolutely incredible. Next guest is next Tuesday, a week tomorrow, where we will welcome on the talk show, the podcast, the interview, Mr. Peachy of Peachy Tips, formerly The Painting Phase, formerly Warhammer TV. He'll be, first of all, sat on the sofa being interviewed by myself, and I'll be putting the questions out to the Thanes on Saturday for them to ask him the questions. And then, this is the exciting part. This is the really exciting part, actually. Do you know what happens on Tuesday evening?
Tuesday evening is your normal game stream?
Correct, yeah.
Yeah. Go on.
Oh, okay. Oh, wait for me. Okay. So on Tuesday evening, we have a YouTube, potentially world exclusive, where for the first time ever, Peachy will play 40k 10th edition on screen.
He's never played anyone before.
Not on screen.
Ooh.
He's played 40k 10th edition before. He's played 40k before, but he's not played on any other channel, any other stream, or any other screen. So we have we have a YouTube exclusive. Mr. the Peachy will be joining us next Tuesday to play 40k. Well, that's what he said he's going to do. I need to confirm it with him this week. He has said yes, he'll do it. We agreed it last week. I need to iron out details here. Details this week. I shall message him tomorrow. I thought I'd leave him for the bank holiday weekend, obviously.
Yeah.
Family time, etc. But yeah, world exclusive. I need to put the chair up a little bit for the top down, actually. There we go. Right, good. Perfect. Right. I don't play 40k. I don't even crochet. It's a great comment. So yeah, Peachy that's our guest for next week. Mr. the Bubba, Elec Man, I'm all here for AOS content. Consider me excited for what you have coming in the future. I'm always great to see more content creators spreading the word and giving this attention it deserves. Ironically, Elec Man, you and GW2. I've spoken to GW since we started doing some AOS content, who are also excited for more content creators to be covering AOS. Obviously, they're going to want that to happen anyway with 4th edition. But I've spoken to them who are excited about the fact that we're going to look to do AOS content as well. I'm just. It's a new system. It's different. I feel like 10th edition 40k might be. It's a good addition if you like that way of playing. By that way of playing, I mean kind of more competitive and tournament focused. Which for me and Joe, it's just not really our vibe. We can do tournaments, we can do competitive play, we can do all that stuff, but it's not my favourite version. So for me, 40k is a very good addition, but it's not my kind of vibe. And so I think that's why we've kind of focused on just taking random lists, taking crazy shit, enjoying ourselves, more than trying to bring tournament dick. I feel like if we try to bring meta tournament dick kicking lists every single time we played on stream, it would probably get really boring and really tedious quite quickly. And actually, I watch other streams where that seems to be a challenge that they're facing at the moment. They're just not very fun and engaging and interesting. So I'm like, we'll bring random units, we'll bring fun units, we'll bring different armies, we'll bring less meta choices.
Painting some flash kits while watching the stream. I am planning to expand my slaves to darkness and starting a Skaven army. The Chaos Warriors and Skaven are quintessential Warhammer.
They are. I'm looking forward to the Skaven sculpts, if I'm honest with you. Very much looking forward to new Skaven sculpts. Skaven's very Warhammer, isn't it? Where's the thumb end here? Is that it? Is that the thumb end? Is that still part of the finger there? Let's paint it silver anyway. Yeah, Skaven is definitely quintessentially Warhammer. Chaos Knights, I guess they probably are as well, actually, to be fair. Slaves to Darkness is a pretty range nowadays as well. Finger done. Okay, I'm mostly happy with the silver coverage now. Mostly. I'm looking at the blue on the shoulder pads. I think that needs a second run. And I'm mostly happy with this. So I'll second run the blue next before I do the gold, because obvious reasons. Because gold run the shield, right? Thank you, by the way. Thank you. Bubba, thank you for the 10. Elec Man, thank you for the 10. Narek, oh, what does metrics on fucked on the rules? Hard to get into, but man, it's the best fiction of Warhammer Fantasy, period. Yeah, I mean, I was reading the rulebook when they sent it to us, and I was excited myself. I thought it looked good. I just can't give it the time it deserves right now because we don't have the factions for it. We have some stuff in the studio. Some people have donated some stuff or lent us some stuff, which is amazing. So we're working on it. We'll get there. We will get there. It'll take us a little while. We're still on 99 new members, chat, and there's 174 people in chat. One of you, when I say one of you, I mean 174 of you, can gift one member to get us over that target. Surely one. Just the one, actually.
I don't play 40k either, but I watch the channel for the undeniable thought, preparation, quality, and creativeness put into Lucy's facts.
Best feature. Best feature, Gaz, is loose facts. 100%. When will Skaven transition to 40k? One of the few that hasn't. I don't think it will. It might do. I don't think it will. Jill! Oh! Amazing. Thank you so much, Jill. You're a hero. Oh, Kev started us on the road to 200. Look at that. Time to... What's the word for it?
What's the word for what?
Not script. No. What's the word?
For what? For
I
what?
don't remember the word. Carl, tell me the word.
The bird.
Not shilling. It's the other one. Bird is not the word. Grifting? That's the one. Time to grift. Thank you so much, Demagogue. Thank you so much, Adrian. We're on the road, chat. We're on the road. Johan, thank you for 1. We're on the road to 200 now. If all 174 of you actually do it, we'll hit 200. I'm just throwing that out there. On the first stream of April, which happens to be the same month as Luce and my wedding anniversary. We've been married 13 years this month.
Mm-hmm.
How have I put up with you? I know the question, chat. It's true what they say about marriage. A loose fact today keeps the divorce lawyers away. Peter, but thank you very much for the 5. Do you want to say anything? Or just a donate? That's how it's supposed to go. What are you supposed to say, man? You tell me. I got your back. I know how it works. Right, cool. So. Strengthen up this gold now, so we'll trace our steps to the gold. I like to double layer things because, you know, 2 thin coats, etc. So I like a nice solid colour. I think this is why I typically, in the past, before Mr. the Hipster, haven't gone with contrast, because I like a solid colour so I can work with my own shading, my own highlighting. That was back in the day when I was really into painting. His contrast tutorials were amazing to get me back into painting. The way you play is the way I try to play. Fun narrative and not too competitive. Whether win or lose, make it fun. And that's what I try with my son. That's amazing, Peter. But that's exactly what we're trying to do. Thanks, dude.
Meant to say I'm happy to tired for good grammar.
Good grammar's overrated anyway, right? I'm glad, dude. I reckon we could appeal to a whole new bunch of people with Age of Sigmar who, if they're honest with themselves, could also then enjoy our 40k content because the kind of principles to what we're doing is the same. So if I'm playing Age of Sigmar on the channel, we can bring more people into the Great Hall, and then potentially we can also convert more people to 40k players as well, maybe. Who knows? Who knows, eh? Oh, we wait. One of the two. Worth a shot, though, isn't it? That shield rim is nice and strong. Oh. Has the interview been posted yet? No, I haven't even started editing it, guys. I've been busy. The plan is to edit it this week. In fact, the plan was probably going to be to edit it on Saturday because on Friday I'm getting tattooed. So on Saturday it's a good excuse to just sit here in the quiet and do some editing.
Mm-hmm.
To be honest with you, mate. Then on Monday it'll go up to Skull tier members and above. And then on Saturday it'll go up to everybody Saturday after. It's going to be a long one. It was over 3 hour record time. There is not a lot I want to cut out of it. It's a good chat. A really good chat. But I think I'm just going to lean into these being long conversations, quite honestly.
Yeah, it'd be a shame for you to feel pressured to get it down to a time and possibly cut out important information, or like if there's a funny part that happened earlier on and it's referenced back to and you've cut the joke because you were worried about how long it was.
Yeah, I was really worried about time. I was going to try and get them all down to like 90 minutes, but I was like, you know what?
It is what it is.
Treat it like an audiobook stroke podcast type experience. Stick it on, come back to it, stick it on, come back to it. I need to work out how to get them on Apple podcast thingy because the link was broken before. I had to open a ticket with Apple support, but I'll be getting them up on all of the podcast thingies soon. Currently, we're just strengthening up all this gold. Ready for Das Wash later. You'll also notice I've done everything with a 2 brush. People seem to think you need these super fine, tiny little brushes. I have one other brush to my side, by the way, which is my 00, which I use on very rare occasions. So I'll use a 00 to pick out this detail here later on when I paint this piece because it's easier. But I do fucking everything with a 40k brush. Army Reef, do I do 40k as well? We mainly do 40k. We've only recently started adding Age of Sigmar, but we mostly do 40k, my friend. We are predominantly a 40k channel. I changed Nightbot to say bye. Alright, then I'm gonna change Nightbot to say gift for the grift. Oh, I think he was saying night to the person going to bed, not just, oh, you do 40k, I'm off. That's what I got from that. You do 40k as well. What you play, dude? What is your army stroke faction of choice, my friend? Tell the group. And all one word, type ! Snipe me. Grift that Demogorgon. We got to do that. Grift is going to happen any minute. Let me finish this goal step. And then Grift is coming. I'm into it. I'm into Grift. You know me, I don't take myself anywhere near seriously enough for this shit. Beautiful. Right. Where are we? Let's go night back. YouTube. Ugh, log in on your account and verify. Yes, it's me. Commands, custom. I'm doing this just for you, Demogorgon, by the way. Just so you're aware. Why is it froze? Ah, Chrome's froze. This isn't helpful. Can you still see me, Luce, on YouTube?
Yeah. You broken it?
It froze for a minute, so I've had to before I reboot the PC, I had to see if I needed to just.
Oh.
Nailed it. That was a great new command. I made you one, Kev. I haven't done the music one yet. What 40k army do I collect mainly? World Eaters, Dark Angels, Eldar, Harlequins, Astra Militarum. We have basically everything on the channel apart from Gene Stealer Cult, I think. What was the hardest transition for you going into AOS from 40k? Because I tried 40k but couldn't grasp the idea of save per model or how ruins terrain work. I mean, I've only dipped my toe in it now so far. Like, I wouldn't say I've played enough to really know what's going on at the moment. I feel like a lot of the movement and combat stuff is going to probably be a little bit different because you don't have. It's not run in the middle and fight, and it's not like rely on guns from range. I don't know. I feel like the lack of range attacks is going to be interesting. Also, like the damage spilling over is a hard one to get your head right around. There you go. Exclamation mark Griftlet. We've got a new one. A gifter for a grifter. Just shaking her head at me now. Always disappointed you, wouldn't you? Right, I've got nice strong gold, nice strong blue, nice strong silver. Now, I'll do the Bran. And then it's wash stage. I might stop just before wash stage. Just in the time.
Mm-hmm.
This is the problem when I'm painting. I just enjoy it too much. A gifter for a grifter. I'm quite proud of that one. Does it work though? Again, chat, still just using a toothbrush. Don't believe this nonsense about having to have super fine detail things all over the place. Just using a toothbrush. Look at the point on that. That's what we need. The rest of it's all about your own levels of brush control. Sometimes mine's good, sometimes it's bad, but that's not a brush issue, that's a me issue.
If loose is loose fact is related to dog boobs, Kev will be disappointed.
Well, exclamation mark grift that you specifically asked for hasn't worked either, Kev, so I'm also disappointed, so we can be disappointed together, alright?
I actually think I'm feeling a little bit poorly.
Get away from me.
Yeah.
I could not get sick right now. What makes you think you're getting poorly?
No, I don't think I'm getting poorly. I just think I feel a bit poorly. Like I'm getting cold and I'm super tired.
It might just be tiredness.
Yeah. Maybe.
Demo Gorgon. There we go. See, grifting works, cat. Such a grifter. Thank you so much for the 5 gifted, Demo Gorgon. You're a fucking legend.
Travis. I have nipples, Carl. Can you milk me?
Wow. You're definitely going to fit in this channel, aren't you? A little lightning flash is done. We've got this lightning flash on the shoulder here to do. This is where I actually have the paint slightly thicker. I might want a little bit thinner than that, I guess. A little bit of water to this. It's not flowing very nicely. That was what I was concerned about.
And I'm getting achy.
Fuck me, I'm going to take you to the vets tomorrow. What's going on with you?
I don't know. I blame Brom. He said today he wasn't feeling very well.
In doubt, blame Brom.
It's always Brom.
I think that's a little bit unfair.
It's always Brom.
Always Brom's kid. Neil, thank you for 5. Oh, look at you lot go now. The stream overtime's worth it.
One of my male cats has massive nipples.
This stream chat's getting worse.
All the free brushes you're going to get, babe.
I know, yeah. Far too far leaned in there. I thought I saw a fucking super chat pop up then for a minute, right? Like, I have to keep an eye on it because when I'm doing this kind of detail, if it fucking makes me jump, I'm going to be so angry. Yeah, Neil, thanks so much for 5 gifted. Kev, thank you for 5 gifted. You're both amazing. Both heroes. This is a point, chat, where we use the raised areas and the brush control at the same time. So the brush is sort of like at a 45-degree angle. I'm just trying to catch those raised areas whilst also making sure I get the brush on the points as well, on the tips. Hands up in chat if you thought I couldn't paint.
It's quite freaky, but he is a strange cat. One with massive nipples.
He is a strange cat.
Yeah.
I thought that makes it worse.
My one dog tries to lick nipples.
So does mine. My one dog that we call Joe. Sorry, chat. I'm heavily concentrating, by the way. This is in fact the bit where I have to concentrate the most. Normal service will resume shortly.
My potato experiment is going well. I wanted to see if I could plant a shop-bought potato for it to seed and then turn into a potato plant. And shop-bought potatoes usually are either sprayed with inhibitors or something which stops them from seeding. Because I figured if I just put a potato in the soil, would it seed and then a plant would appear? So I'm leaving it in the sun and there's little leaves appearing. So be interesting if it does actually turn into a potato plant and produce potatoes.
That's Luce getting uncomfortable with the silence, by the way. It's your fault, chat.
I wouldn't say uncomfortable with the silence.
Shh. Woman, shush.
Oh, I see. Yes, I'm very uncomfortable with the silence. She's our perv dog, always trying to get her nose where it shouldn't be.
The logic here name is Joe. I actually think, to be honest with you, if there was a super chat then I just slip on this bit, I think I'd be fucking furious. I didn't think it would be funny at all.
No, Travis, none of my potatoes have nipples. I'm sorry. They're just potatoes.
What was the even point of that story then?
Ooh, apparently it could work. Shitting them like that should work, please. My partner has done loads like that. Yay! My experiment might work.
Oh my god, that was emotional. And little lightning strikes we painted lit on the shield. Huh. I'm watching in the bath. You lot are fucking weird. There's no other word for it. You lot are weird. I'm also 20 minutes over schedule for tonight. And I'm tired as well, actually. So far this weekend, we have got
What?
it's like a squad almost. I did all by myself. All by myself.
Don't wanna be.
Look at that. Look at that, chat. So we've done a couple of like normal shield dudes. Right? These aren't highlighted or edged, by the way, for reference. We've got a banner man. A man with a banner. Right? Again, not highlighted or edged yet. Just a man with a banner. We've got Mrs. the Prime. Alright. Again, not edged or highlighted. And we've got this one here, but we've not put any washes on yet, and we've not done the base. So these are all post-wash stage. This is pre-wash stage. You see a bit of a difference, maybe, but the armor's more blue, for example, and the gold is a bit more kind of orangey, right? So next stage is to get the base color on him, and then start putting the washes on. But looking at the fact that it's 20 past 10, I'm not going to be doing that now. I'm going to leave him here for tonight. thank you so much for joining us, you wonderful, wonderful people. I reckon I'll get the washes and stuff on him this week sometime. I'm actually in the mood to paint right now. And then I need to start adding some of the layering on to get this squad of 5 happy to a point where I want them. So, you know, we'll get there eventually. But you've been amazing hanging out with us tonight, chat. Wow. For gifting. Maybe not for super chatting. Oh, fuck me. There we go. But, you know, I'll accept it. It's the first of the month. Slow start and all that. Hope to see some more pics in the weekend workshop, buddy. Maybe. If I'm painting at weekends, then yes, absolutely. It depends. I get like this weekend I've had time to paint because it's bank holiday weekend. I basically was like, I want to do nothing all weekend. I want to just paint. That's what I want to do. So, is this a palette cleanser? What's the next unit job? This isn't a palette cleanser. This is me painting. I've got, for reference, in fact, I've got we've got 5 more of these little cheeky chaps with the spears. We've got Mr. the Giant Hammer. We've got 3 of the little hammers. We've got the big banner dude. We've got the 3 axe dudes. These guys. And we got the little hammer man. Little hammer man there. And we got... Where is she? Little wizard lady. There you go. That's what you got to do. That's the plan. This is all the stuff we're doing right now. Spray black. Then on the desk we've got 10 vigilers. A chariot. We've got Mrs. the Winged Lady. We've got 2 Stormdrake guards, and we've got the Scarred Dragon, that big cheeky chap, right? So we've got a lot of stuff on the table to get through before I build anything more. Down next to me, I've got 2 more Stormdrake, another chariot, and some evocators on ridey pigs. So we've got a lot of stuff to get through, team. Right, a lot of stuff to get through. I'm thoroughly enjoying it, actually. These are the first time I've painted something and just flat enjoyed it all the way through. The scorpions, we got them painted, but it wasn't that enjoyable as a process. It was easier because of Mr. the Hipster's contrast guides, but, you know, I'm actually enjoying this. I actually have sat here, Luce will tell you, I've sat here for almost 2 days and just focused on painting. Because he's over here somewhere. Yeah, I've just focused on painting for 2 days. I just sat here and got on with it, and I've enjoyed it. So, you people are amazing. Thank you so much for hanging out with us tonight. Tomorrow at 13:30, brand new show, Liam and Joe AOS show. Tomorrow at 7 p.m, back to 40k battle report. Me versus Joe. Kyle producing. Much fun. Lots of laughs. Can't wait for it. I'm excited for it. Wednesday we've got 40k show at 7:30. Thursday, there's no Liam and Joe show this week because Joe is half term and Joe has to parent for a day. So I'm going to do a bonus hobby stream in here on Thursday at 13:30, right? So you'll get a bonus hobby stream this week instead of a Liam and Joe show, but you still get a Liam and Joe show tomorrow. You just get extra content. The battle report stream itself is therefore also cancelled because there's no Paddy, there's no Eddie. Brom's flying in the morning. It'll just be me and Kyle. Okay, so I might even just continue hobbying. It might just be that on Thursday. So thank you so much for hanging out with us. Look forward to more hobby stuff on Thursday. And then Friday we will return with 40k After Dark. Excite. Can't wait. You people are amazing. Anything you want to say before we go, Lisa? You going to give them a fact? A little fact? Any fact?
No. It's hobby night.
There you go, chat. She looked at the super chat total and was like, not worth it.
That's not what happened.
Not worth it at all.
That's not what happened.
It's fair. I've seen the title myself. It's fair, Luce. I understand. Thank you, you wonderful people, for watching. We'll see you tomorrow. Oh, actually, I should probably end it properly, shouldn't I? Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you in the next one.
fought side by side, and if the gods will it, I'm ready for Valhalla. Berserk. Been there for you, brother. We have fought side by side, and if the gods will it, I'm ready for Valhalla. Berserk.
Come, when the fight is won, when the ocean calls my name,